About action centers, let's talk about automatic first. W to move to. You can position your move to using this guy here, this header. You can use this guy to align your axis. You can see here. You can use your snap, grid or geometry, in this case is geometry. Just align your transform tool with this vert, an example. Disable your geometry. Are some options. Another action center, my selection. When you activate your selection action center, this will align your transform tool with your selection, your mesh, or some selection you made. You can see here. About selection border, let me select some polygons here. Activate my selection border. W to move to. You can see this will be aligned with the end of my selection. If I grow my selection, this is still aligned. I can just, for an example, rotate my object, grow my selection, rotate again, grow my selection, rotate again. There are some options to use this action center. You can use with your scale tool, grow selection to flat your object, R to scale tool. You can see here, this is still in my border. I can just use it to flat my selection. It's very useful. There are some options. We had the tool or selection center auto axis, activator tool, move tool. Now I can just move my object. You can see here my axis stay here, stay there. I move my mesh, but my axis stay there. Are some kind of pivot, a very simple pivot you can use to move your object. This is make your are some kind of easy pivot, easy to use pivot. Another are this element. Let me select. You can deselect your action centers just hitting escape in your keyboard. This will be disable your action center. Let me talk about my element. Make one selection, in this case this polygon. W to move, action center element active. Now I can just click in some edge vector polygon. This will align my transform tool, but my selection is still active, so I can just align my move tool, and now move my selection, move this polygon. In this case, this is my element. Screen. The screen just will align your transform tool with your screen. You can just select screen, W to move tool, click in your viewport. You can see here my Z axes are not visible because they are perfect aligned with my screen. You can see here this guy will be aligned with my screen every time I click. In this case I can move here and click. This will align. You can use it with your right, left, front view, everything you want. You can see here. It's very easy to use. Another one are this one, scaled origin. This will make your transform to align your transform to with your 0 axis here in the center of your work plane. Every time will be aligned with the center of your work plane. Is very useful with these tools here, these duplicate tools like mirror, radial array for an example, radial sweep. So with your action center origin active, select your mirror for an example and just click in your viewport. This will be perfect aligned with your work plane in your 0 in the center of your work plane. It's just it. You can use it with another duplicate tools and everything you want. If you make some selection like this and use your move tool for an example, every single polygon will move to the same direction. You can use your local action center. You can see your handler will be set in just one polygon, and when you move this polygon, everyone selected will be moved locally too. You can see here, you can rotate and scale and everything you want. Basically is this. And now let me talk about my pivot. Very fast. Let me select my pivot. You can see here the center of my object. I can just select this guy here, this pivot, W to move with this guy here and move here. Now this is my pivot, the pivot of my object. You can see here, let me disable it, select my polygon. When I activate my move, rotate or scale tool, this will be set at this position, and this position I set my pivot. You can see here. And if I disable my pivot, my action center return to the center of my mesh, center of my object. Are some options. You can use these guys here too to make your own tools. Select, for an example, your selection center and your origin axis. Are many options to use. Let me select this guy here, action center, selection center, and my axis origin, for an example. You can see here, this is uses selection, set that in my selection, but my axes are still aligned with my work plane, my origin. There's some examples how to use these guys here. You can move it to selection, for an example. You can see here now is aligned by selection. There are some options. And this guy here, element move, are just that tool we talked about, that transform tool. You can activate with your T in your keyboard. You can just select edges, vertices or polygons to move. My element move, this option here, you can just disable alt. In this case I can use only vertex, for an example, and that way only will be selected my vertices and not polygons, vertices and everything. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thanks for watching. See you at the next lesson.